How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing my Sharks of Summer series. Sharks of Summer is a series I do around here where once a week, at least once during the summer, I'm going to take a look at a shark movie. And this week we actually have a brand new movie that is Under Paris, or in the original French, Sous La Seine, Beneath the Seine. And I guess Netflix decided to dumb it down for us Americans. Yeah, this is a Netflix movie from June 5th, 2024. And if you guys know your Netflix foreign films, get ready for their signature wooden and hollow dubbing. I don't know why they haven't figured out dubbing by this point, but if you choose to go this route, you know what to expect. Anyway, this is directed by Xavier Gens and stars Berenice Bejo, Nassim, Lyes, and Leviant. Now, I talk about a lot of shark movies on this channel, and a lot of shark movies, most of them, are super low budget affairs. They usually wind up direct to video or on the Sci-Fi Channel, and if you ever want to go nuts, just type shark into Tubi and look at all those results that pull up. Now, most of them are low budget, but every now and then we get a high-profile shark movie, and sometimes you're lucky and you get things like 47 Meters Down or The Shallows, but other times they just turn into high-profile failures like The Black Demon or The Requiem or, sadly, kind of this one. And the thing is, this movie's not terrible. It's got some things that really go for it. For example, the budget, you can really see the budget on the screen in this movie. It's shot very well, super dimensional, and honestly looks like the movie was supposed to be in 3D. And they're filming Paris, which has lots of cool architecture. They have cool underwater shots, and there's even some of the catacombs. It looks really nice, and to be fair, the movie does move along, and I guess that's the thing. Switching to the negatives, is the first two acts of the movie, they do move along. It doesn't get stuck and it doesn't feel padded, but it's a super formulaic, go from here to here to here, do this, investigate that, blah blah blah. And there's not really any great character work, and it just feels kind of plodding along. And it's shockingly generic, you know? It has so many shark movie tropes in this, and you're kind of shocked that, like, this is something that we put a budget behind. You think the script would have had more polish, but it's every shark movie ever. It rips off Jaws. We have a mayor that doesn't want to close down the river because of the big race, and I'm like, we put the mayor from Jaws in here? We even get scenes where they cut open the shark's belly, or it grabs like a yellow buoy and drags it in the water behind it, just like in Jaws. The scuba segments really do look like 47 Meters Down uncaged. The big garbage island, kind of like Three-Headed Shark Attack. I mean, we even have seen sharks in rivers before, like Sharks in Venice, you know? But you also get things like, it's this weird shark movie trope where if sharks do something they're not supposed to, just say global warming made them do it because that's how that works. But it's basically the generic plot of sharks are mad at us because of the environment, and now they're attacking us, and now a group of scientists has to figure it out. It's just stuff we've seen a lot of before, and it's surprising at how generic the script really is. That is, though, for those first two acts. Then we get the last act, and it's like a completely different movie. And that's the thing, is it doesn't at all match what we had set up in the first two, but it's better. And not good, but more entertaining. The last act of this movie gets super stupid, and we get a bunch of just random dumb shark nonsense, and to be honest, I kind of love that. Getting to see the shark punt a boat up into the air and leap 15 feet into the air and stuff, that's silly, but it's so much more entertaining than what came before it. And to see the shark just absolutely go nuts in this final third, yeah, it's dumb, and I will grant you that. but it is super entertaining. So I think the thing with this movie is it's not so much bad for those first 2 acts as it is just dull. And it's put together well enough and moves well enough, but there's nothing special behind it. But if you can sit through those 2 acts and get to that last one, if you're a fan of dumb, cheesy shark movies, you do have that going for you. So overall, out of these high-profile, bigger-budget shark movies, it definitely is more on the didn't stick the landing side, but it's better than a lot of them. So overall, it's okay. And if you want cheese, at least watch the last third of the movie. Anyway though, I do want to do a little bit more analysis, which will mean talking more specifically about the plot. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but from here on out, I'm going to be diving in a little deeper and talking about more specifics. Again, not going to ruin the end though. Anyway, I do want to analyze the opening scene first, because the opening scene just has a few problems with it. And I think that really does show you what kind of movie you're getting into with this one. They go to the Great Garbage Patch, last seen on Three-Headed Shark Attack, and it's just shot to look pretty when it should look like something from an episode of Goosebumps. Like, we're going to a garbage patch, I should be much more grossed out than this. But anyway, some red shirts dive into the garbage, and they see a shark. And just when you think they're going to be fine, the main girl's husband decides, hey, I should tag this shark. He stabs it, surprise, surprise, it aggroes, and kills everybody. So a nice, stupid move to start off your movie. The main girl who was on the boat knows that she's a main character and will be safe and dives into the water, which would get anyone else eaten by the shark. And the shark grabs her and pulls her down. But not in its teeth. It's got like plastic or something on its tail and it loops around her. And the thing is, it looks like the shark's doing this on purpose, which is kind of silly, but it's a cool visual of her getting yanked down, and then you get like her ears popping and blood coming out of her mouth before she finally cuts herself free. And I will say, like, they showed her ears pop because of the depth. I thought she was gonna have like hearing problems. But no, you want to know the long-term ramifications of this? Whenever she gets near that shark, she gets a nosebleed. I don't know why that would happen, but cool. She also rides a bike around Paris, and if you want your movie to get picked up by Netflix, nosebleeds and bikes after Stranger Things, they think that's the key to success. So just write those 2 things into your movie somewhere. Guaranteed green light. Anyway, a few years pass, she's in Paris, and she's approached by these young teen environmentalists, and one of them is a computer nerd who of course can do anything and everything with her computer, and she just so happened to be looking at the shark tag, and wouldn't you know it, it just so happens to be in Paris. And sharks aren't supposed to be in fresh water, but you know what? Global warming makes the sharks do anything the writers want, and now it's in Paris, and she doesn't believe it, but sees it for herself and knows that the shark is out there. And I will say, with this environmentalist group, obviously keeping the environment clean is important. Don't throw your trash into the ocean. But these teens all come out as super self-righteous snobs, and none of them are particularly likable. And on top of that, they try to be a more nuanced approach and say, maybe the shark has a reason for doing these things. But of course, then we can't have the end of the movie where we're fighting the shark, and they try to say, global warming turned it into an unstoppable monster, and it's sad that we have to do this, but we have to put the shark down. Okay, but when you, like, portray these things that you're trying to say are good things, and then these characters ultimately turn out to be wrong, don't you see how that kind of accomplishes the exact opposite of your message? Whatever, annoying teens. One of the annoying teens will eventually get caught by the police, and she'll say, hey, go talk to the scientist, she knows what's up, and they eventually convince the police that maybe, just maybe, there is a shark under Paris, and they go to a series of formulaic investigating. Diving here, doing this, researching, talking, and maybe seeing a shark or someone gets eaten by a shark. And it plods along at a steady enough pace. We get to go talk to the mayor, who, again, they shockingly stole from Jaws, and whatever, move on from there. Like I said, these first 2 acts aren't great, but it's when you get to the scene with the shark nest, I won't spoil what happens there, but it starts to get really, really stupid. People falling into the water for absolutely no reason, and the sharks just absolutely wreaking havoc. When you get to the end of this movie, it really does save it. Not in a good way, but in an entertaining way. And we do get crazy, over-the-top shark action, but actually with a budget behind it. So that's pretty cool. Overall, I don't know if I can recommend Under Paris in any really significant way. It's okay enough. It's just generic and dull for 2/3 of it, and then that last third is a stupid movie, and if that's what you want, then it's there. I guess at the end of the day, it's fine. Anyway though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Sharks of Summer 2024 playlist. If you want to see this series from the beginning, I've covered quite a few movies by now. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.